Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, today is Monday, March 2nd. Finally, we are in a new month, okay? I did mention to you guys like a week or two ago that you guys could be seeing changes like when it comes to like the weather. And to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie, I do see a little bit of changes. Now, I'm not really somebody who watches the weather like that, but I can kind of feel, the shift. It's still cold, like there's that coldness, but the sun is shining a little bit more during the days. And I noticed that the time, like we're getting closer to, I think daylight savings as well. So I'm not surprised if that's not next week, if I'm not mistaken. I might have to do some Googling when I'm done this video, and then maybe let you guys know in another video if I do post another video, obviously later today, as I'm doing these recorded ones, if there's daylight savings time, and that could be very significant. Now the only thing about that is that we lose, I think, an hour of sleep compared to in the winter time we gain an hour of sleep. And I wish they would stop doing this, because I feel like it does not matter if they change the timing, because again, I feel like naturally the weather, does its own thing. So I don't know. I'm just one of those people who just does not understand that. I get why we do it, whatever. But at the same time, I don't understand why we need to, because it's like the weather naturally changes on its own. Like you can see the sun when it sets, when it rises on its own, and naturally get up from that. But anyways, let's get started, guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. Let's see what messages come out for today, all right? So Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective at this time? What do they need to know for Monday, March the 2nd? What can you tell the collective at this time for Monday, March the 2nd, when it comes to them receiving clarity and understanding while they're on their journey? What does the collective need to know at this time for March 2nd, Spirit? What do you need to tell them? Thank you. Okay, so the number 4, when it comes to new life, okay? For some of you guys are moving into a new life. Now, with the number 4, this could represent two things. This could represent April, because April is the 4th month, or this could be March 4th, okay, which is like in the next few days or so. So the number 4 is very significant. I don't really look at it with house placements, but if you want to look at house placements like 4th house, this could be about family, like your roots, okay, inheritance, your emotions, like, what builds you as a person, foundations. Feminine energy could also be very significant when it comes to children. Now, because again, like I said, I don't really look at house placements. I kind of look at angel numbers more. Now, for some of you with the number 4, this is talking about stability. So if you guys are building a new life, this could be about new life in general, okay? Like this could be moving, this could be starting a new job, this could be starting something new in general, like a project, or this could be stepping into like a newer identity, okay, when it comes to yourself. But some of you guys could be building something long-term with the number 4. Ankh symbols are very significant. Like some of you guys could have like a piece of jewelry, okay, with the Ankh symbol. Now this could be like a ring. For some of you guys, like it could be a ring, like those big rings, or this could be like sometimes a bracelet, but I'm picking up more like a ring, a necklace, and a tattoo. Some of you guys could have tattoos of the Ankh symbol. There's something about doing a lot of research before putting it on someone's body as well. But yeah, new life is very significant. Okay, for some of you guys too, when it comes to religion, right? So say you guys are into spirituality, but it's not like something that you obviously showcase like 24/7 in your day-to-day life. Now, for some of you guys that are online that do divination and things like that, it's a little bit different for you guys and for us, because we're channeling messages. We are a vessel. So it is a little bit different for how we show up when it comes to the energy. But say you guys have like, a 9 to 5, or, you guys are around certain people. It's not like you guys are walking around every day saying like, I'm a spiritualist, I'm a spiritualist. Okay. It's almost like you may be out and about, you meet somebody, They may see something on you, like a tattoo that you have, a necklace, piece of jewelry, whatever that you have, or just your aura or your energy. And they may ask you, like, oh, are you into spirituality, blah, blah, blah. And then that's how, conversations get striked up and stuff like that. So that's different. But for some of you guys that like feel like there are people maybe who wear it on them every single day, that is also significant, right? Like me, I don't go outside, you know, being the stereotype, I guess, of, a spiritualist. I just look how I look, which is like regular degular, okay? And I go outside, and unfortunately, I just attract people. Like, my energy attracts people. So, and I don't mean unfortunately in a bad way. I mean, like, unfortunately, meaning like I could just be minding my own business, and somebody in the lineup would be like, I had the strangest dream about blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, child, of all the people in this lineup, how you know to come and ask me? How you know? But people just know, right? People just know. So you guys could be stepping into a new life. That could be very significant, okay, when it comes to people, places, and things. Yeah. Divine feminine, right? You could be the divine feminine. There's something about, going through certain storms, adversities, right? 6 could be very significant when it comes to, balance, when it comes to giving and receiving, and heart-centered leadership. So when it comes to you stepping into, say you are a healer or a caregiver, a light worker, whatever it is that you guys are doing, right? Empaths, right? You could be the divine feminine when it comes to embodying like the home, right? There's something about feeling like home, being able to show up when things get rough, right? Like, even if you don't mean to, you still do. And that's why I gave you guys that example where you guys could just be out and about and somebody could just talk to you. And even if you are a masculine, you could still show up in that soft energy. Like, and when I say soft, I don't mean by looks, I mean like your aura, right? Because you could be like the buffest, meanest looking guy, and even for women, you could have RBF. Okay, you could have like the rudest looking face, still look good, but you could have the rudest face, and somebody can just feel your energy enough to be like, I need your help. And you're like, damn it. How'd you know? Like, I look mean. Why are you still talking to me? Right? And you don't mean it in a bad way. You're, in a jokingly way, right? And you guys get, you guys get that, right? But when it comes to storms, you guys could be able to face certain adversities. Now, 2 talks about partnership, 1 talks about independence, 3 talks about creativity. Now, if you guys are stepping into creativity, you guys could be going through certain storms or adversities. Now, if you are if you guys are entrepreneurs and you're entering a new life when it comes to that, yeah, being an entrepreneur is not easy. You gotta make sure you guys have your ducks in a row. Make sure you guys are gonna show up for yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta make sure that you stand on business, right? And it may not be for everybody, but for those who do it, you may have days where you're tired. You may have days where you're like, oh my gosh, all I want to do is sleep in and be lazy. But you're like, I gotta get up. You know what I mean, guys? Like, anybody who gets it knows that when you have to do something for yourself, it's a different passion. So that is why when it comes to starting something new, you have to make sure that it's something that you love to do, and it's not something that you're just going to do for the time being, like in a moment, and then the next 2-3 weeks you're like, all right, I'm going to start a new project and then do something new, and then you have like 10 other projects just staring at you like, girl, boy, when are we doing this? And some of you guys could feel like that. Maybe you are somebody, and no judgment, maybe you are someone who has like 10 projects, but you have to make sure that you find the one that fulfills you the most. So again, like I said, when it comes to like your chart, knowing the time that you're born, okay, even if you don't know the time that you're born, but feeling out different astrology websites or the links that I showed you guys on my website when it comes to Celtic, astrology, right? Finding out what tree you are, finding out what really resonates with you when it comes to like your life path or, numerology. Even if you don't know your time that you're born, you can still find the, different ways to find out your blueprint and find out who you were. You don't have to only use AI. And I'm going to tell you something about that too. When you trust your intuition, yes, AI is good to use. It is an amazing tool. It is very helpful, right? But I feel like that tool is good for simple things like documents, right? Doing a Word document, typing out something and making it formatted. Okay, fine. But at the same time, when it comes to intuition, you want to make sure you strengthen your intuition, because sometimes when you use computer or artificial intelligence, it doesn't hit the same way, or it doesn't feel the same way when you open your third eye and find out information yourself, right? It doesn't feel the same when you're sitting in silence and getting downloads yourself. It almost feels like an accomplishment almost when you're able to get downloads or synchronicities and you're like, yep, I knew it. You know what I mean, guys? Like that feeling like, yep, my intuition was right. So there's something about learning to strengthen your intuition so that when storms go, happen, or when you go through these storms, you know what to expect, or you know how to handle it like a boss. Okay, so keys are very significant as well. You guys are stepping into something new when it comes to opening up new doors, right? Talisman. Okay, with the number 31, 3 and 1, 4, stability, structure, divinity is also significant. Stepping into your own divinity with the number 20. This is about being a mirror. This is about, for some of you guys, this is about reflection through your relationships, going within, understanding certain things when it comes to divine timing, right? For some of you, this could be like emotional acceptance when it comes to understanding that you are connected to the divine. And there's something about receiving clarity about divine partnership. Okay, with the number, 45, this is about the new moon. This is about completions, right? Healer. Okay, some of you guys are completing cycles when it comes to going through certain storms and being a healer or becoming a healer, understanding that you are a healer and you have certain gifts and talents, okay, when it comes to your energy with the number 5, okay, because 3 and 2 equals 5. You guys are going through some type of change. This is the new beginning that you guys could be learning to embrace. This is the new experience that you guys are learning to embrace when it comes to movement. Yeah, home. Okay, 1010. So some of you guys are coming home to yourself when it comes to, you being grounded with the number 22 and feeling like you guys are being able to go out in nature, right? When you're out in nature, this makes you feel more at home. Okay, this is like you tapping into your roots. Okay, with the number 1212, this is about growth. Okay, this is about, realignment, gentle realignment. This is about healing. Okay, I'm going to get one more card to see what else shows up. I got 2 instead. Okay, so yeah, this is about knowledge and wisdom, right? This is about power, stepping into your power when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to wisdom. Okay, some of you guys can resonate with that as well. So take what resonates when it comes to, power is knowledge, and also luck. Okay, receiving some type of luck when it comes to being in this divine masculine energy, right? Divine feminine and masculine. Water energy. Okay, we also have boundaries and truth, right? And also release. So again, when it comes to your fire messages and also trusting in the growth that you guys are in, jealousy could have been significant as well when it comes to your growth, right? There's something about you being able to grow, whether you have money, whether you don't have money, whether you feel accepted or not, you guys are always growing. And I think that's something that some people struggle with, where if someone is always like in this performance energy where they always have to perform and they always have to feel like they have to perform for people, then obviously, you're going to get tired, right? That's like me having to perform every single day for you guys. And it's like, nope. What you see is what you get, okay? Literally, what you see is what you get. I'm not wearing a mask, and I'm not going to sit here and play Boo Boo the Fool and perform for nobody out here, okay? Like, what you see is what you get. I will always be my genuine, authentic self. So if I make y'all laugh, I'm making y'all laugh, okay? If I, feel your pain, I'm gonna feel your pain with you, okay? Like, that genuine type of connection when it comes to community, right? So again, I'm not building community because it's like, yeah, I want to see how much people know. No. If I'm building community, it's for authentic people. literally. I like people who like to keep it real. I like people who like to speak their truth. I like people who like to be honest with themselves, even going within themselves and realizing, hey, you know what, the situation's not for me, time to move on. I like people who are aware like that. And even if you're somebody who is training that muscle to become aware, nothing is wrong with that. Be proud of yourself still. I like that because you guys are trying. That's my point. I like people who try. I don't like people who sit and sulk and mope and complain and, instead of doing the inner work and saying, okay, what do I need to do to see change? What do I need to do to move forward when it comes to growth? What should I do with my energy so that it mirrors back my outer reality? I like people who like to go in like that instead of pointing the fingers a lot and saying it's this person's fault. When yes, sometimes people do things and it is their fault. But at the same time, we can't also sit in that energy and, reminisce on the past only. Do you talk about the past? Of course, you're human. Even if you get over something, there's still grief in certain situations that we go through. And sometimes you may have that moment of nostalgia, but that doesn't mean that you guys are sitting in it and wallowing in it. You guys are still moving forward. And that's what I like to see, right? So again, if I'm saying that as somebody who likes growth within myself, imagine how you will feel when you do that inner work and you see the changes and you start to say, you know what, shoot, I am proud of myself. I'm glad that I'm seeing the growth. I'm glad that I'm able to release what no longer serves me. I feel lighter. I feel like a feather, right? Like you may feel like you're very light at this time because you guys are releasing what no longer serves you. Whatever was making you heavy, you guys feel lighter, because you guys don't have to pretend. You guys don't have to wear a mask. You can be your authentic self. Even when it comes to jobs, I'm going to be honest with you. If you guys are in 9-to-5 jobs and they honestly resonate with you because of who you are and you feel like you're fulfilling something within you, then yeah, you guys are in the right path. Not everybody can find a 9-to-5 and that works for them. That is why I'm very balanced when I say to you guys, some of you guys may resonate with 9-to-5, some of you may not. And for those who may not, get on that creativity, jump on that, because what really fulfills you, you guys could benefit from that, right? And a lot of you may be hesitant to resonate with that because, again, some of you guys, it could be the music industry, but you can still do your own music without having to be a part of that. You can still build your own community without having to be a part of that. And also, your music could resonate with people on a soul base level, not a crowd level about who likes me or who doesn't. And that could be confirmation for somebody. Even poetry, art, things like that. You will always find people that you resonate with. Will it take time? Yeah. Shoot, look at me. It's taking time for me to build my business, but that's okay. That's a part of my journey. But that's an example for you guys when it comes to growth. It is okay, right? So again, when it comes to luck, stepping into your power, you guys may resonate with that. You guys are stepping into that. And I want you guys to keep going. I want you guys to keep moving forward because you guys are coming home to yourself and it's starting to feel very good to be able to know who you are and not be in this energy of feeling like you're floating and you're just going around just doing whatever other people are telling you. But instead, this time you guys are following your intuition and your inner knowing. All right, guys, but I'm going to end it. Please take what resonates with you. Follow me on TikTok and YouTube, my website, www.mysteriouslyunique.ca. You guys can check out my blog and book a reading. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching my videos and supporting me. And again, thank you for, showing up every day. I appreciate you guys and I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. All right. I love you guys so much. Bye, guys.